800-544-7070. Gene, you're on the air. I'm Dr. Joy Browne. Howdy.
Hi, Dr. Joy. I just want to say, first of all, I really love your show. I think you're great, how you help people, and I try to listen to you when I'm at work, but today I'm not at work. I took off. Let me start off by telling you a little bit about my background, what my problem is. I'm 46 years old. I've never been married. I don't have much family around. I called you a couple of years ago, and I'm still dealing with the same situation I'm in now, which is I feel like my life is really nothing. I don't have any family around. I live with my mother right now, but I've been engaged once.
Well, mother counts, baby cakes.
Well, she ain't going to be here forever.
No, none of us are.
Okay, and then so with that in mind, I was engaged 10 years ago, and I've been in failed relationships since, and I still look back at the person that I was engaged to and said that was the best person I ever had in my life. And
how long had you dated that person by the time you were engaged?
About 2 years.
And how long were you engaged?
6 months.
And why? It sounds like she ended it.
Right.
Why?
Well, because I just told her I needed more time financially because she wanted this big $20,000 wedding. We both didn't have a place that we were living in. I wanted a nice down payment on a home. A lot of financial things, but looking back now, I thought that I guess it wasn't the right decision. Just have faith and that hope things work out. But
it's not a terrible decision, as you know, or maybe you don't. The major cause of the breakup of first marriages is money. So I'm not sure your decision was wrong. Maybe what's happened to her since? Do you know?
Well, this is why I'm calling you because, since then, fast forward, like I said, I've been in a lot of these failed relationships, and I really just don't like my job, and I just don't like my life. I don't like the way the cards were dealt to me in this life with no family. I thought at this age that I'd actually have a family and have someone in my life and stuff like
Gene,
that.
You didn't actually answer my question at all, which is what's happened to this woman.
Well, I went online, and you know how you can find people online, and unfortunately I came across that she got married, and I tried we tried to reconnect a little bit after our broken engagement. She just went fast forward with everything, bought a home, all this stuff. So anyway, that's part of my problem. My other problem now, though, is 8 years later now, or 10 years later, I'm still in the same boat I was then, which is I don't have anybody in my life. I don't have family around. I don't like my job. I'm very lethargic, depressed. I just don't even, that's why I'm not even at work today. I just want to lay in bed. And when I talked to you a couple of years ago, I said, well, go see a clinical psychologist and all that. So I did that. And they refer me to a psychiatrist. Then I go to a psychiatrist. He says, well, what are you doing here? I said, well, I was referred from this other person. Well, I can't do more for you than what they did for you. In between there, I was doing my own thing, like taking antibiotics. I went to my general doctor, and I asked him, well, maybe I need antidepressants. So I took some of them. That didn't help. It's just like nothing really helped. I think I have circumstantial...
Gene, take a breath. Okay, listen to me. You can't change everything at the same time. But it's not the cards you were dealt. It's that you're not playing at the table. You're just sort of thinking, well, somebody will deal me some cards. That isn't how you play this. First of all, what kind of work are you doing?
I work for a postal service. Okay.
Do you want to? What kind of job would you like to have?
I don't know, because the fact is I never really thought about it much. But
Gene, don't filibuster me here. You have a job, you have benefits, you have a stable place to be right now. Take that stability and figure out what you want. And it sounds like the woman that you were with 10 years ago. At the time, when you had the option to sort of go for it, you chose not to. So maybe, in retrospect, you're saying maybe I should have. At the time, that was not your decision. And I'd stand by your decision. You're 46, not 96. And I think what you need to do is mostly change your attitude, that you've got a job that you don't like, so figure out what you'd like to do. The good thing is it sounds like you have a civil service job, so you've got benefits. You have the ability to move within the system relatively easily. I don't know if what's the highest level of education you've achieved?
Just like 2-year college.
Well, 2-year college is 2-year college. Certainly a possibility of getting more education. One is to treat your job as kind of a job as opposed to a career, and add other things into your life, which means, learning to ballroom dance, or planning a trip to Italy, or learning to play the trumpet, or volunteering for the Peace Corps. Figure out, Gene, your attitude sucks. And as long as your attitude
I've done all those
sucks,
things.
What things have you done?
I volunteered. I've been active in my church. I've done Bible study. I've actually seen my pastor right now. I've put a lot of positive things in my life, but nothing has changed. I've read good books. It's not been like a year or two. This is like a year.
Gene, nothing's going to change until you change. There's not going to be. You have to change your attitude, and you're not doing it.
I would change my attitude if I seen good results, but it's like
then try something
beating a dead horse.
What's the horse?
Try and do different things and try to make things happen, try to do good things, and then we all make mistakes, but I try to do the right thing.
Gene, you're doing it again. You're trying to talk. What is it that you want me to say? Yes, Gene, you are in the loser category, and I don't know why you're even wandering around this earth, because nothing's going to work. That's not what I'm going to say. That's not who I am. That's not what I do, and I don't believe it. You can choose to say, all right, look, I may never be in a one-on-one relationship. So 15% of the population is never in a one-on-one relationship. What do I want? Do I want a different job? Do I want to learn a sport? And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that will be transformative. It just is something that you add to the pleasure in your life. That this is something I do. It sounds like most of your activities have been within a fairly narrow spectrum, and that they all have to do with your church, which is okay with me. But you may want to try adding something else. You may want to try doing something else. You may want to try focusing something. And to say, there are 168 countries in the world. I would guess that you have not been to most of them. There are 50 states. My guess is that you've probably not been to most of them. Heaven knows how many activities. My guess is that you haven't participated in most of them.
I understand what you're saying. I've traveled a lot and everything like that, but everything's unfulfilling unless you have that special person in your life.
No, that's not true.
God meant
Gene, that's
relationships in life.
Gene, then, first of all, I'm not God. I'm a psychologist. And I think that there are probably as many people who are perfectly happy not being in a relationship as there are people who are happy being in a relationship. And there are an awful lot of people who are miserable in relationships. So if you're going to define someone else as being the only thing that can make you happy, you're going to be in trouble. And I think that's an unwise thing to do. You have to be in your own life, and you're not. You're angry. And that hostility is going to make you bristly. And so even people who might think that you're good looking or would enjoy spending time with you or think you're a great dancer are going to be put off by the fact that you're furious all of the time. You need to figure out how to change your attitude, and then it doesn't make any difference what you do. And until you change your attitude, it's not going to make any difference to what you do. There are not happy people and unhappy people. There are people who decide that, this is the day I've got. What can I do today to make this happier, to make me happier, to make, to have a great piece of chocolate or help a little old lady across the street, or to see a great movie, or to notice the sky, or, everybody's talking about the artist. Maybe I'll go and see it today. Gene, it's your life to do with as you wish, and waiting for other people to change it for you means you're going to wait for, whether you're talking about a psychiatrist or a medication or a woman, that's not how it goes. We choose to be happy. We choose to focus on that which makes us happy. And you've not made that choice, but you can. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I want you to write down, I want you to keep a log for a week starting today. And I want you to write down 3 good things a day. 3. If you want to write down more than that, it's fine. But you can't go to bed at night until you've written down 3 good things. And I don't care what they are. I don't care if the dishwasher got the spots off the glasses. I don't care if it's that the new hand lotion made your hands smell great. I don't care what it is. 3 things a day, and I want to talk with you a week from today. 800-544-7070. I'm Dr. Joy Browne.